Oscar De La Hoya, who one time fought 13 times in 1 year, by the way. Just want to throw that in there, man. Can Oscar De La Hoya put Tio and Ryan together, even though there's such a big weight gap there? I mean, shit, Brian could be a middleweight if he wants. Or would you like to see him against a Shakur, man? What do you think?
I don't know, cause Tio. I'm a big Tio guy, but where Tio is, like I tell people, we can't be living off that Josh Taylor performance. That was 2 years ago. The Barbosa performance was good enough, but he's just been hot and cold at 140 with only one stoppage, being his first fight against Ocampo was his name. So it's like he hasn't really wowed me at 140 other than the Josh Taylor fight. I always thought that Barbosa, Ramirez were guys that he would, have good fights against. He had his chance to make his name against the Devin Haney fight, and Devin Haney's just been capitalizing off his mistakes. So I kind of don't know what's wrong with Teofimo Lopez. He's like stepping on his own career right now. Like, nobody's hindering him. A lot of guys want to fight him. He's just hindering his own career. I don't know what it is with him at this point. He's got one of the top 5 best resumes in boxing. So I don't know why he keeps shooting himself in the foot and then putting the cast on the wrong side. That's what he's doing at this point, because he wanted the boot before the Boots fight. He wanted the Brian Norman fight. He didn't get it. Devin Haney's now got it. You wanted the Haney fight. You got it. They were tripling your highest payday, upwards up to $10 million. You made your first million dealing with Turkey Alashi. So anything, he's already making you $1 million, and why not just take the fight? I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Tio, man. I don't know. I haven't been really impressed. Good performance against Barbosa, but his career at 140, which is, if I'm not mistaken, has been Ocampo, Martin, Taylor, Jermaine Ortiz, Steve Claggett, and now that was Arnold Barbosa, 6 fights. His career at 140. If I had to give it a letter grade, considering he's had one great performance, I'll have to give it a C plus, maybe a B. So he needs another big fight ASAP. So for him, don't step in that ring if it's not with a Subriel Matias, a Richardson Hitchison. You've been at that division, my friend, almost 3 years now. You need a unification. There's no reason why you shouldn't be unifying or having these big fights. Like, if he would have never unified, but he would have went and took the Haney fight, that would have been perfectly understandable. Devin Haney was willing to stay at 140 for him, a guy that we know definitely is shrinking his body. So I don't know why he didn't take that fight. So he can't. I don't know. Like I said, when it comes to him, we're in a limbo. He's just gonna have to prove it to me at this point.
Yeah.
Hey
Yeah. Hey,
Chris,
listen,
you didn't
Go
like
ahead. Go ahead,
Teofimo's
Dave.
performance versus Barbosa? I thought he looked good, man.
It was good, but like I said, he's been 6 fights at 140. So if you've had a good performance against Barbosa and a great performance with Josh Taylor, mediocre against Jermaine Ortiz,
Absolutely.
Steve Claggett was mediocre. Sandor Martin, you can arguably beat him, and Ocampo, he was a good guy at the time. He was about a top 15 guy. So you're moving up in the weight class after a loss. Let's not forget, he moved to 140 after the George Kambosos loss. So I wouldn't expect you to jump in the ring in a new weight class with the best fighter. But he also had the biggest career payday before Turkey Alashi stepped in. Top Rank was going to put him on pay-per-view, $4 million against Subriel Matias. He turned it down. The first time Subriel Matias turned it down because he said, I'm not fighting because my hand's not right. But once my hand is right, let's do it. We can fight in New York. We can fight in Vegas, wherever you want to go. They were willing to put the fight in Vegas, give him a $4 million purse, and he still didn't take it. So at this stage, like I said, he's shooting his own self in the foot, man. There's no excuses. He's just lucky that guys still want to fight him. That's the only thing that's kind of saving him in a way. Guys still want to fight him. So if he gets his business-ish in order, he should be all right. He's with Keith Colony. Keith Colony right now is the fucking man, agent-wise. He's gotten all these guys paid. Berlanga, Hitchinson, Alicia Baumgartner, Connor Ben. He's getting these guys the fights that they want, and he's getting them paid. He's the only one that hasn't been capitalizing.
I mean, it's kind of the alliances they've been making, though, right? Like Baumgartner went with MVP. Of course, they're paying their fighters very well. Hitchens got a title shot. You know, of course, you're going to make the most money you ever made on a title shot. In most cases, Teofimo had that one fight with under Turkey Al Sheikh, again another guy who throws out paydays. So I mean, he's just kind of steering them in the direction of the money, which it's always there. Those options have always been there. I think you're right, man. But I just got to say, Teofimo is like, what have you done for me lately? He had a great performance just in May against a top 140 pounder or one of the top 140 pounders in Barbosa, who was on a streak. He was on a streak of good wins for a minute. So, I think he gets some props for that. But you're not wrong. 140 Teofimo isn't the 135 Teofimo.
He needs another fight. He didn't take no punishment in that fight. He definitely should be back in the ring. He should be in the ring by the holidays. I want to see him in by October, November. There's no excuse for him to take the rest of the year off. You didn't take any punishment. You had a good performance. The reason I give him, respect for the performance against Barbosa, because Barbosa been calling him out for years. I got interviews with Barbosa. Wait till I catch Teofimo. Wait till when he got in the ring with him, he was.
But all that meant nothing, dude. It was a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he swept, and then he mopped the floor with the Fabuloso with him. So
he's one of the most talented boxer in that division. He's talented. His problem is he is not active enough. And in his age, that's what he has to be active. He should be fighting 3-4 times a year.
Yes, yeah.
Something
But I feel
wrong
like
with
all
you.
fighters don't
You
even.
need to be active.
It's
You need
rare
to
that you
be
get a fighter to
active.
fight twice a year. Even now,
Yeah.
it's really
They
rare.
want every day to be a big payday. You know what I mean? It's like I said, and then you get less for your money. We seen and you know what? No one paid for that New York fight, but it was garbage. Let's be honest. That was garbage, bro. That New York fight it was garbage. I don't even know what they were thinking. It just shows. And then Connor Ben and this guy says Connor Hen. Hey man, that was one of him and Eubank Jr. That was one of the baddest fights this year so far. I think that's almost up there for fight of the year. So
Definitely.
those dudes showed heart, man. They
they're
showed
gonna
heart.
do
They
it
were fighting
again.
for legacy. It was more than just a bag. You know what I mean? This was for their dad's legacy. That's what I want to see. I want to see the fights where these guys leave their heart in the ring, not just try to cruise to a win or I'm just there for the bag and I'm gonna fight some dude, old man who has no legs, can't cut the ring off, and I'm just gonna dance. It's sad. It's sad. It's disrespectful to the sport. It's disrespectful to us as fans. Um, I don't like this new generation of fighters. So maybe they do need a pay scale because some of these performances are just lackluster, man.
I feel like
Yo,
Tio gets me upset because a guy that's so athletic struggles with guys that are just slightly forward. I'm like, you're so athletic yourself. How is a guy that's nowhere near athletic as you is giving you issues?
yeah, it's
So
like
I
a
don't know.
mental thing, right?
Maybe kind of like once he
Absolutely.
can't hit a guy is when he gets frustrated.
Frustrated.
So
Yeah.
that Jermaine Ortiz Sandor Martin fight tells you everything you need to know about Teofimo at 140.
Yeah.
Hey, did you notice though, Mile High, going back to your point about like fighters not performing well? You notice that all of the fighters that didn't do that were all American fighters. I'm
Absolutely.
seeing this more with the American boxers, man. If you look at Japan, you got guys over there throwing down. You look at the UK, you mentioned Connor Ben and Chris Eubank throwing down. Guys in Mexico throwing down. Anywhere else in the world, you see guys throwing down. But it's mostly in the American boxers where you see this shit where they're like, "Oh, I'm trying to save myself. I'll win tonight, look better in the next fight," right? Like that
It
to
is.
me.
It's that Mayweather thought process, man. Let's protect the O at any cost. Let's look for a way to fight, and be always like in control. Let's make this guy hydrate. That's bullshit, man. If you want to fight at that weight class, fight at that weight class. Don't be no chicken shit, man. I was looking like, let's say if Tank and you know what, I like Tank, very talented. But let's be honest, if he's done for real, he don't even have a better resume than AB. He don't have a better resume than Adrian Broner. You can't. To me, is he really the face of boxing? I'm like, come on, man.
Nah, he's
Like,
just a good
let's
ticket
be
seller.
honest.
He's about it. He's a
I,
good ticket
I mean,
seller.
I'm
That's
not sold. I'm not sold on the kid. I've seen him tested, and I watched him. Like I said, in that fight, man, that was to me that was a disrespectful whole thing on the sport. But then again, it is what it is. This is boxing. There's always been controversies. I've seen it where I thought, my fighter won, and I was happy, and You know, when Chavez beat Melzer Taylor, a lot of people call bullshit, and I see their point. But I'm gonna be honest, I was happy with that. But at the end of the day, it happens sometimes. You know, this is boxing. It's not all that. That's what we love about it, the controversy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Chris, I'm going to go with